Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with a new concept, and that is heating effect of electric current. You might have experienced that when any electrical device, when it is switched on, the current is flowing through it. So what do you experience after some time? It becomes hot. Why it has become hot? Because current was flowing through it. This electrical device, whatever the electrical device we may talk about, for example, the tube light or the bulb or fan, anything which is running on or working with the help of electricity, it will show some heat. And where is that heat going? It is being dissipated into the environment. So what is this and why this heat has come, and from where this concept has arisen? So we are talking about actually the heating effect of electric current. Okay, what is the concept? Heating effect of electric current. Now what happens when you switch on an electric iron? Within a few seconds of duration, the plain bottom plate of electric iron gets heated up. Okay, now from where this heat has come? Or let us discuss about the geyser. The water is being heated because of the electric geyser. So from where this heat came? So this heat is produced by the heating effect of electric current. Fine. So when electric current flows through the element or the conductor, then what happens? The flowing charges, they suffer some resistance. Means electrons are moving, so they are showing resistance. They suffer, they are resisted. Okay, so they show some resistance. And so what is to be done? Work has to be done to overcome this resistance. The resistance that is being posed or that is being observed by the electrons or the charges has to be overcome. And to overcome that resistance, some work has to be done. Okay, so that work which is to be done to overcome that resistance is converted into heat energy. Fine. So what is the complete sequence? It is that electrical energy does work which converts into heat energy. Fine. Again I am speaking. What is the complete sequence of this scenario? The electrical energy does work which converts into heat energy. So this only we are going to discuss here. Now let us see it in the mathematical expression form. If Q amount of charge flows through a potential difference of V, I am talking about charge. How much of charge? Q amount of charge flows through a potential difference of V, then what is the work done? Work done will become W is equal to Q into V. Okay, then what is Q? We have to eliminate Q from this. So how? Current is equal to, I is represented by current, and what is current? It is the charge per unit time. So from this derivation, I is equal to Q upon T. What we have taken out? The value of Q. What is the value of Q? It becomes Q is equal to IT. Fine. So what we will do? We are going to replace Q by IT, and the derivation becomes, or the expression becomes, W is equal to VIT. What it becomes? W is equal to VIT. From where it came? Instead of Q we have written IT, and V we were having already. Now we will replace V also. So how to replace is, what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. So according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Okay, so replace V by IR. Fine. So what it becomes? W is equal to IR. Instead of V we have written IR into IT. Okay, now what did we get? We will get I square RT. W is equal to I square RT. Let me write it again. W is equal to I square RT. Okay, so because work is converted into heat energy, whatever is the work done, is being converted into heat energy. So we can write, instead of W, we will write here H. What does H means? It means heat energy. So this heat energy becomes, it is equal to I square RT. Okay. This effect, what is this? This is heating effect of electric current. So what is the name of this effect? It is also called Joule's law of heating effect. Okay. Joule's heating effect or Joule's law of heating effect. We also call it Joule's, Joules, Joule's law of heating effect. Now if somebody asks you what is the Joule's law of heating effect, then what you are going to speak? According to Joule's law of heating effect, the heat produced in a conductor is always directly proportional to the square of the current flowing through it, directly proportional to the resistance, and also directly proportional to the time taken. Okay, so H is equal to I square RT. What is Joule's law of heating? According to the Joule's law of heating, heat produced in a conductor is always equal to the, is directly proportional to the square of current flowing through it, directly proportional to the resistance. More the resistance, it means what? More the resistance, more is the heat. More is the current flowing, more will be the heat. And time taken for all of this event, if it is more, then it is going to be more. Heat will be produced more. Let us take an example like bulb or tube. It has been switched on and for say 10 seconds or 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So after that you remove it. How much heat will be produced? Maybe that it is bearable to touch. But if the current is passed through or is being used for the tube to work, then let it be 1 hour. So what do you think? The heat that is produced in 1 hour would be more or in 5 minutes would be more? Obviously in 1 hour. Okay. Why? Because H is directly proportional to the time taken also. Okay. So what is the Joule's law of heating effect? H is equal to I square RT, where I stands for the current, R stands for the resistance, and T stands for the time taken. So this is heating effect, Joule's law of heating effect. Now where do we use this heating effect in our daily life? There are various places like we are using in various concepts. Okay, for example, electric heater, electric iron, water heater, they all work on the heating effect of current. So these devices, which one? Electric heater, geyser, electric iron, all these they work on the heating effect of current. How? See, when electric current, appliances, just like whatever we have mentioned right now, they are connected to the main supply of electricity, then what happens? These appliances, they become hot. Okay, but the connecting wires, they remain cold. The cord which is connecting these devices, they do not become hot, but whatever the appliances they have inside the element, it becomes hot. Okay, so what happens? Actually there is a material called nichrome, or it may be an alloy of any other composition, but we are talking here about the electric heater. It is made up of an alloy called nichrome. What is the name of the alloy? Nichrome, Nichrome. Nichrome is an alloy of nickel chromium. Okay, so nichrome, Nichrome. Okay, so this nichrome has high value of resistivity. Okay, it has high value of resistivity, and because of this high resistance is there. Fine, more the resistivity, more is the resistance. Okay, so what happens now? According to the Joule's law of heating, H is equal to I square RT. So H is directly proportional to square of I, H is directly proportional to resistance, H is directly proportional to time taken. So more the resistance, more would be the heat produced. Okay, and alloy, nichrome, because of its high resistance, what will happen? When the current is being passed through it, more of the resistance would be offered. As a result, what will happen? Heat will be produced. Okay, more of the collisions of the electrons will take place, more resistance will be offered, and as a result, more heat will be produced. So what we are going to do? This heat is being used. Okay, so this heat is being used to what? Do what? I mean, to heat the water. Okay, so what is the logic here? Since the resistance of nichrome is high, so a large amount of heat is produced in the element of the electric heater. Therefore, what happens? The filament of electric heater becomes red and heat is produced, and what happens? The water is heated, while the connecting wires or the connecting cord which is connecting the heater to the electricity supply, it is made up of an material or metal either of copper or aluminium. Okay, now these both have the property that they offer less resistance. Okay, nichrome offers more resistance. Now because they are directly proportional, so less is the resistance, less would be the heat produced. More is the resistance, more would be the heat produced. So the filament of electric heater, it offers more resistance because of the composition in such a way, and the cord which is connecting the electric heater to the electricity supply will offer less resistance. Okay, so as a result, what will happen? The resistance is very less or small, so heat produced is also very small. Okay, and as a result, it remains like what? It remains cold as compared to the connecting wire. Sorry, as compared to the element. Okay, so this was the logic that why the electric appliances, just like geyser or heater, they give lot of heat. Okay, when the electricity is passed. So for what we are using, the water is being heated or cooking purpose or some other things like these work are being done on that concept. Now let us come to the another example. Another example is of electric bulb. Nowadays we have CFCs and all, but earlier or somewhere right now also people are using electric bulb. Okay, now these bulb, they glow when electric current flows through the filament of the bulb. Let us see what is all about this. A bulb and over there is, and in this you will see that there are two wire like loops are there, and in that like this the wire is there. This is called filament. Okay, now this filament, as soon as the light passes through it, electric current passes through it, what happens? Again the same concept is being used here, but the thing that we differ here is that it is made up of tungsten. Filament is made up of tungsten. Okay, now this tungsten filament has very high melting point. Okay, how much? It has 3380 degree Celsius. This is the melting point of tungsten. Okay, quite high, very high. Okay, so this is the temperature at which the tungsten melts, but here the temperature that is being developed in this filament, when the current is flowing through this filament, what happens? It glows because of the more resistance. And because the tungsten wire is enclosed in a glass case, so that oxidation of this tungsten does not take place. And this glass case or the bulb is filled with argon, okay, or nitrogen, inert gas, fine, which does not allow the oxidation of this tungsten, okay. So the glass case or the envelope is fixed over an insulated support, and it contains gas. Which gas? Either nitrogen or argon, okay. So this does not allow the oxidation of this filament. As a result, what happens? It emits lot of heat and light and starts glowing, okay. Now the reason, what is it behind it, is that resistance is very high, heat produced is more as the electric current flows through the filament. Due to this, large amount of heat is produced, okay. More is the resistance, more would be the heat produced, and more of the light is also produced. Filament of the bulb becomes white hot, not red hot, white hot, and the filament starts emitting light and heat. So if you have ever observed the bulb, when it is working, when the current is flowing through it, it becomes very hot, okay. So this is the reason behind the the reason is again the heating effect of the electric current, okay. Now let us come to the third concept, and third concept is of again based on heating effect of current, but we are using it on the concept of electric fuse. Electric fuse. What is it? It is a safety device, okay. It is a safety device which is being connected in the domestic electric circuit, so that when the large amount of current flows in the circuit, what it will be doing? It's a safety device. It is going to disconnect, make the or break the continuity of the circuit. Now what happens is here also the electric fuse, it has a wire which is made up of a material whose melting point is very low, okay. So wire used has a low melting point, okay. As a result, what will happen? More the current will flow through the wire, it is going to melt, and when it will be melting, then what will happen? Then the circuit is going to break, okay. And what is the combination of the wire, or what is the what are fused to make this wire? It is like copper or tin, out of them any, with lead, okay. Alloy of, what is alloy? What do you mean by alloy? The homogeneous mixture of two or more than two metals or non-metals, okay. So this wire is being used, copper or tin with lead, okay. So alloy is there, and when the current is passing through it, when large amount of current flows through this circuit, what will happen? Because of very low melting point, it is going to melt away, okay. And due to this, large amount of heat is produced, fuse wire melts, and the circuit is broken, okay. The circuit is broken, so the continuity of the current will also stop, okay. So what will happen? Then the electric circuit will be safe from burning, or maybe the electrical appliances or devices that we are using in the houses will also stop working, and they will be safe. Otherwise, what will happen? Each and every device that is being provided in our house, or we are using, they work on some particular amount of current. So if more of the current is flowing through them, is allowed to pass through them, what will happen? They will stop working. Okay, they will get damaged. As a result, the thing will be wasted. The device is going to be of no use to us. So an appropriate amount of current is being used. For example, we use different rated fuse in our household, domestic this electrical appliances or the circuit. Okay, like if, the fuses that are used in our electrical circuits are like 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 5 ampere or 10 ampere. Okay, so what will happen when we say electric fuse is rated as 1 ampere? It means that the maximum current that can flow through the fuse wire without melting is 1 ampere. Okay, if it exceeds 1 ampere, then what will happen? It is going to blow away. Okay, if an electric current flows through the electric circuit is more than 1 ampere, then the fuse rated as 1 ampere will melt away and the circuit breaks. Same happens for the 2 ampere or 3 ampere, 5 ampere or 10 amperes. Fine. So this is how we can discuss about the heating effect of electric current. And this is very important concept. Out of this, one or the other question has to come in the exam. So prepare it well.